Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat.
What's with the Indian accent?
Whoa, is that cultural appropriation?
Yeah.
Guys, that wasn't even... See what you did there?
I'm offended.
Dude, welcome to Group Chat.
Did you wear green yesterday?
I didn't do that.
Did you wear green yesterday?
I didn't.
Cultural misappropriation.
I didn't wear it.
Your hat? I bet you wore that yesterday.
I did.
Yeah.
You're not
I
Irish.
was wearing green all over town.
Cancel
Irish.
before the
What are you
episode
doing?
starts.
I was painting the town green.
Did you wear green?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So we're going to hear about that. We got a hot episode today. We're going to hear about, you'll really love Dionon's content recommendations. So let me tell you what, these guys are out in the streets. And so is Pete. And let me just say, Dee and Anand have been vaccinated. So I feel totally safe. Pete, on the other hand, is still raw dogging his lungs out there in the world. And he is telling us about his...
That was a little far.
Was it too much?
Even for Pete, it was too much.
It was
Pete's
too much?
offended?
Okay, listen, sorry, Pete, but Pete's out there, literally no protection,
Yeah.
just breathing up all the air. We're going to hear what he's up to as well. I personally feel nervous. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about this Atlanta shooting, very unfortunate. We have a pretty long discussion about it. We're going to talk about where all that stimmy's going.
Yep.
Stimmy's out in the world. We're going to talk about it. A little bit of beef already brewing up between Joe Biden and Putin.
Joe Vitamin.
Joe Vitamin and Putin. Some Coinbase news, big story about Kanye. I would say, this was Anand's call out, but I would say this is Kanye's
Peacock.
it's his peacocking, getting his image stepped up a little bit before he returns to single life.
Single life.
Get a couple good headlines out there.
Yeah.
Hit the streets.
Okay.
That and many more things to talk about. And then, of course, we end with our winners, losers, and content. Who is ready?
Me.
You're not going to like this episode, Pete. Got some bad news for you at the end about your star crush,
Yeah.
David Dobrik.
He has to go. He has to go.
Ooh.
He said
Wow,
it.
he's already giving up on him.
Wow. Let's
Hey.
get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Guys, we're back. And listen, it's like sometimes you sort of make a joke and then you're like, haha, what if? And then you end up being right.
And it comes true.
And it comes true. And that just happened. And the reason why I say that is because we talked about this $69 million NFT.
Beeple.
And we talked about how Anand just had this huge windfall. And we're like, oh, Anand probably bought the NFT.
Yeah.
And because it was a mystery who bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
On
I swear to God, this is a true statement. Anand bought the $69 million NFT. Props to Anand, man. He came out on Clubhouse. Of course he did, right?
Yeah, of course.
Of all places.
Yeah.
So you're going to reveal yourself.
The only problem, it's not Anand Murthy.
What's his last name?
They don't say.
Exactly.
You don't say.
You don't say they don't say his last name. The only giveaway is from Tamil Nadu,
Which is not where we're from.
we're from Karnataka state, so we're from a different state. And,
Okay.
and
Way to throw him off the trail.
yeah.
So an article came out today that they wanted to reveal themselves. Two guys.
I'm curious why they wanted to reveal themselves.
So one guy's name is Vignesh and the other guy's name's
think it's
Anand. It's not me.
Hard to turn down that fame. Everyone's asking. You're like,
yeah.
all right.
So these two guys got into crypto in 2013 and then actually were in Y Combinator, started a company called BitAccess, which is an ATM Bitcoin machine. They launched
So they're
over
American.
1,600. No, they're from Tamil Nadu.
I
They're
know, but
Y
like,
Combinator.
but they must have been
They
living
must
in
have-
America.
They must have come to the US at some point.
Yeah.
And so they got into crypto 2013, which is obviously pretty early. And through their Bitcoin startup, they met one of Vitalik's partners who was working on the Ethereum ICO. And they invested in the Ethereum ICO.
I mean, if you invested $1,000,
It doesn't even matter what you put. Like
What
$100
is
for
that ICO at?
So the ICO would have been at pennies.
Okay.
And
Well, there you go.
and they made a huge windfall, and then they dove deep into crypto, and it sounds like they got deep into DeFi and made a killing. So these guys have a lot of money. So
Yeah, they're buying useless pieces
They
of
bought
art.
an NFT
Yeah.
for 69 million, so that
Yeah.
can tell you, like, kind of indicate. I would assume it's the minimum 500 million they have, or
Way more.
maybe $1 billion, $2 billion. I
Yeah, if
have
they're
no
buying
idea.
69 million for that,
nonsense.
500 million, then they're crazy.
They also believe in NFTs, and now they're like creating a whole NFT business. So maybe it was part marketing, but I think the reason why they became public, and this is why I'm so passionate about crypto, is because anyone in the world can participate.
Yeah.
There's no barrier to entry.
It sounds like only Anons are getting rich.
I know. I think you should have a new goal to become the world's richest honest.
Yeah.
I think you can
this
do that.
guy's gonna be tough to
I know, but that might be the main guy. You can get that.
That could be your
Like,
whole
I'll never
shtick.
be the world's richest Chris. I don't know who he is, but it's not going to be me.
I'm trying to think.
World's richest Anand?
Chris Birch. He's rich.
Yeah, he's very rich. So these guys basically wanted to come public, but he's like, this is open to everyone. Anyone can die. And I've talked about this. I've said this on this podcast. I was like, if you're young and you really want to dive in, figure out DeFi. This is like,
Or invest in Hoj, because Ryan made $100,000 in a week.
Who did? Oh, your boy, Ryan. Yeah.
yeah, sure, whatever. But my point is, this is open to everyone. This has never happened in the history of the world that anyone with a phone or a computer with access to the internet can participate in the global financial economy.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
No,
Yeah.
it was never meant for those people.
No, it was intentionally to block these people
Yeah.
out. So these two kids from Tamil Nadu are like probably billionaires
Yeah.
because of the access to the free and open internet.
Yeah.
And that's what's so damn cool about crypto and why I believe in it. So it's just going to empower billions of people that never had access to the financial system, and they're going to benefit so much. And it's awesome. You don't have to be a Harvard man like our fellow podcast mate to make it.
I agree.
And I love crypto.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if they did it so that people like us would have conversations like that, then they won.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I have a feeling that
People.
might be the thing. People. I have a feeling they're not passionate about people.
Brian lost the code.
Well, it sounds like all you get is your name on a website that says owned by.
Owned by Anand.
Gosh. All right. Well, props to all the Anands out there, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's dive into some negative shit.
Yeah. Horrific news.
We don't like to do it on here, but every now and then we can't, you can't avoid big stories. So in Atlanta, a man, so is it confirmed now that the same guy, same guy at all three locations?
Yeah.
Okay. So a man in Atlanta drove around to massage parlors and walked inside and shot the women inside. It was all women, right?
Yeah.
I heard it was all women.
all but one.
Okay.
I think there
All
was
one.
there was a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So walked in, started shooting, went to the next massage parlor, did the same thing. Why? I mean, when this first happened, I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't know if it was like part of the like Asia. I saw it was a white dude.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it was part of the like Asian, hate that's going on or what was going on exactly. What have they said the reason?
The police, chief was on the news yesterday, and he said, he really had a bad day.
I mean, that guy's got to go.
This is what
man.
happened, apparently.
You have a bad day,
And you go kill a bunch of Asian people.
and you go kill a bunch of Asian people. That is what you do on a bad day. And, if you're 21 years old. in
That guy
Atlanta.
just, man.
I mean, then now they're saying that it's because of his addiction to sex and temptation to sex, that the massage parlor was giving him, weird feelings. Why not? Maybe he fucking hated Asian people and he
why
wanted
not
to kill
just
them.
call it a hate crime?
That's what it is. It's not.
And
It's
he's a
not.
terrorist.
He was sex addiction. It's not because he had a bad day.
Right.
It's just some racist shit that went down.
that is what it seems like, right? That's why when they said, like, when I saw sex addiction,
Then why didn't you go to a strip club? You didn't go to a strip club.
Or see a therapist. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Right.
if it's like the targeting of it is so specifically Asian.
yeah.
Because if it was sex, there's a lot of places you can go to.
But maybe maybe that was his thing or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm not I guess it was possible, but I just want to know, what I want to know very clearly is, how are you drawing that conclusion? What did you find?
Mm-hmm.
Show me the diary that says, man, I just can't stop going to the massage parlor. I got to take it down. Where was it at?
Yeah, I mean,
Because white guy killing a bunch of Asians just reeks.
and walks out alive.
Where did they catch him?
I don't know that piece actually. But I mean, he's alive.
Yeah. Oh man, it just kills me. Like when the amount of like hatred and all this stuff just leads to real action like this. And also when we always talk about like how disproportionate the reaction is. I mean, you're going to say this guy had a bad day.
Yeah. To even mention that is insane. Because we wouldn't tolerate it from anybody in society that does such a heinous crime. But why even like give that cover to even give any group of people a pass on this is just insane. And, you know, I started thinking a lot about how do you, like, as a society, get over racism? And, you know, I always had this deep belief that, I'll give you an example. I have this like long-term belief that what a company like Netflix is doing is actually eradicating racism, gender bias, you know, misogyny, all these things, because they're putting out content where you're seeing all walks of life.
Yeah.
You're seeing people that you normally don't see in power on those screens on Netflix, right? And so I really was like, is it going to be like our kids' generations that literally do not see these mega differences? Because I was convinced a 21-year-old, like we have, Tim, how old are you?
23.
23 years old, right? And you think we're basically MAGA. And
No.
Yeah, we're far right.
Yeah.
You're just not part of the far left that I'm part of.
Okay, exactly. And so this kid is 21 years old. And the fact that a 21-year-old living in one of the bigger cities in the world is still having this type of feeling towards another race.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you know, all the things that I thought were going to be eradicated with over time. And just like, if you normalize Black people in power, Asian people in power, then as you go through society, you don't feel a certain way about it, right?
Yeah, but
or
think
you
about,
see
like,
a woman in power.
But I also think it highlights how institutionalized racism is in this country.
Yeah.
So obviously Black Lives Matter, huge, important movement.
Yeah.
But it's actually everything that's just not white.
Yeah.
And it's just different levels to the racism. So I'm not going to compare how an Asian or Indian person has to deal with racism in this country versus how a Black person has to deal with this country.
Yeah.
It's exponentially, bigger for a Black person.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But we experienced it growing up here.
Yeah.
It was subtle jabs. It was just like, we just accepted it.
Yeah.
Like it was okay to call us a poo from 7-Eleven. That was okay.
I mean, that was a popular character on a you know what I mean? Like the character was racist.
And it was okay for people to mock us with an Indian accent.
Yeah.
And, sure, that's not life or death for me. I'm not getting held by the cops and being killed by it. But that was 100% okay in elementary school, middle school, high school, and college.
Yeah.
And if someone did that to me, I would fucking cuss them out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also this is what also is so scary.
Maybe
about
last week you wouldn't have. This week you would.
Yeah, that's true. You can afford good lawyers now. I think we should give the disclaimer that maybe this guy is just a fucking weirdo and had an addiction to massage parlors and getting hand jobs and took it out on these people. That's possible.
Yeah,
but it reeks of racism. But this is all I want to say real quick is I don't even think, like, you're comparing it to like the Black struggle in this country. And I think that people are definitely racist towards all groups. Certain people are. The problem that I have with this one, as far as it goes to like normalizing different races, like on Netflix or wherever, is this is new. Like all it takes is one little virus and some messaging about China sent this to us. It doesn't matter who was represented where. You can turn people and all of their bitterness and all of their anger, you can unleash it onto a group. So if that kid's grandma died or he lost his job or maybe he's just pissed at the world because he's eating Cheez-Its in his mom's basement, you turned it. There's a lot of people that have been turned racist in the last year.
Yeah.
That maybe never had any feeling towards Asian people one way or the other, that now are like, people are getting punched and beat up and elderly people and like that's...
Yeah, and to a listener's point who messaged me on Twitter about it was like, well, you and Drama were okay with calling it the China virus. And I said, I am capable of making that distinction between the people and a country that the virus came from.
Yeah.
But it's clear to me that the reason why you can't say that is because there's a vast majority of the population that clearly can't make that distinction.
Yeah.
Because what happens is they connect China virus to any Asian person, whereas you look at...
Yeah, no one's attacking a British guy for the UK variant.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, they're not.
And by the way, like, you know...
Well, some idiot might. I wouldn't be, I mean,
Like if you some guy hears a British accent,
somebody has a
like,
British accent, I'm like, you did this.
Yeah.
You were the cause of the second
I don't think
lockdown.
the guy in Mississippi or Alabama, whatever you just
Yeah.
reference, even knows that
Yeah,
the UK
like,
variant
so
exists.
what part of Australia are you from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so, you know, it made me take back what I thought was okay to say at the time. Because now, you know, unfortunately, we don't have it. Everyone is not sophisticated enough to understand the difference.
But don't you think it's the undertones of the way Trump said it versus if it was just identified as the China virus?
Well, look, the problem
Because
with
the
today's
undertone
day-
was, unfortunately, we've joked about where he goes, China.
Yeah.
China.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny, but
Yeah.
like the undertone is that Chinese people are beneath Americans.
Look, but here's the other thing that we're missing is like, this is what's so weird about this current day and age. And like, number one, just want to be super clear. The majority of our tone on this podcast is comedy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're joking and laughing between friends. We're trying to be funny and entertaining first. We're not trying to give you these clear, raw, real takes on how the world should be, right? The other thing is there's a big difference between us joking about it and Donald Trump truly like making China feel like they did this on purpose. They sent it to us and it's their fault that our economy and that everything got screwed up. The last thing is you have to be a complete psychopath moron to think that that translates to the Asian person down the street at the massage parlor or walking down the road is the one who did it.
Yeah.
And you need to take, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure, maybe if you ran into the guy who you found out it got leaked out of the lab and the guy who didn't follow the
scientist
protocols,
from Wuhan
maybe
lab.
smack that guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
be like, you know what, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
But if you're such a psychopath that you think an elderly Chinese person walking down the street, or maybe not even Chinese, people are beating up Japanese people.
I mean, half the people that died were Korean.
Yeah. That's just what's, to me, it's so crazy is like, I get if you want to follow the chain and say, well, D and Drama said blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you lose the ability to joke about something because there's a risk of some kid in a basement getting a gun and killing people because somehow you think they are to blame because they're from a similar race.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
It is. The problem is I don't really see a solution anytime in the near future.
The scary part is so much of it to me is human nature.
And
Like
it's-
humans are fucking crazy.
And if you think about the way people are consuming content, you get sent down a rabbit hole of reinforcing whatever kind of subtle beliefs you have, whether it's racist beliefs or not. And, you know, to your point on how dangerous YouTube is, and I guess you were talking about how TikTok, if you go see a MAGA TikTok and then you just get fed all this MAGA
I was saying
content.
TikTok's starting to get it, but YouTube is way worse.
So I saw David Sachs. He went on some conservative
Now you're MAGA.
media MAGA program
Yep.
and talking about big tech, and it was pretty good.
Yep.
But then I just left my phone on like the counter, and I started seeing what started showing up, and I was like, "Holy
I
shit!"
was like,
quick.
you know what? These guys are saying some pretty
Yeah, it's
interesting
like, that guy Ben
things.
Shapiro is pretty bright.
Yeah, tax rates are lower.
I'm into it.
Seems peaceful.
No,
but
Candace Owens has some
it
good
gets
ideas.
really scary, and that's the problem. Like this guy in the basement, I mean, he's a moron.
Yeah.
But he's whatever lowest common denominator of content he's being fed.
Yeah.
He's just getting reinforced on this belief that Asian people are bad,
Yeah.
and then he just goes and does this.
That's what I wonder is like, I think you can work wonders with everything that is starting to happen. Like you said, the Netflix thing. All of those examples I do think are right, and I do think it'll cure a lot of it long term. But this guy seems to me like just a psychopath. And like, is that just something that we always have to look out for? The only thing I can think of is like guns should probably be harder to get.
Yeah, so the comment that's going around is that you can buy a gun in Georgia and use it that day,
Mm-hmm.
but you cannot register to vote.
Yeah.
and vote the same day.
Yeah.
And, there was obviously no gun legislation being passed in Georgia, but nationally there was like something they were saying that there was 256 voter suppression bills passed around the country.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, and this is the part where like, I'm sick of talking about politics. I don't want to engage in politics, but there is unfortunately a political part of this conversation that allows these things to continue to happen.
Yeah.
That if we don't address it at some point, then it's just going to continue to get worse. And here's the challenge for the Republican Party. This happened in Georgia. They just lost the fucking state.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With the Senate. What do you think is going to happen now?
Yeah.
It is going so blue now.
Yeah.
And this guy looked, the quick picture I saw, he looks like a straight up
Yes.
Capitol Hill rioter, right?
Yes, exactly. And I think, if you're the Republican Party and you want to maintain some sense of power and normalcy in this country, like you got to come to the middle a little and be like, this shit's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you condemn this immediately and then work to get your people back into a normal place? Because it's not only not good for their party, it's not good for the country.
They don't care about what's good for the country. They care about what's good to get elected.
There are people on both parties that actually care what's happening to their people. I do believe that. I think there are politicians. You
What's
can't
her name?
say
Liz Cheney or whatever.
Thousands of politicians that are out there, none of them care.
No, I'd say some of them.
There was a few, like
but
the
they're
ones
all
that I think,
incentivized by just getting reelected. That's why I question all of their.
I would say the ones that stood up against Trump, the 5 or however many that was.
5.
Exactly. I'm just
Okay,
saying
so those
there's
5.
5. You have 5.
Was it 5?
You have
Might
5.
have been 2.
Might have been 2.
Even Mitt Romney took the meeting. The fucking restaurant where you got the picture. Like, give me a break. These guys are.
But both of those guys and women need to stand up and say something.
Yeah.
You have to. That's where they go wrong. Is you don't condemn anything. And I have to believe with what I can guess, and I'm sorry if I don't think our listeners are too crazy, but if I get blown up about this, the only thing I know to do to fix this immediately is not letting it be so easy to get guns.
Yeah. And that
Because you're going to have psychos, I think.
that becomes such a political issue
Yeah.
and not a human
so
safety
dumb.
issue. Because it's actually a human safety issue. No one's saying you can't get guns.
Yeah.
Go ahead, whatever. At this point, I'm giving up that fucking argument.
Yeah.
So you're not going to win that. But should you be like allowed to watch 14 hours of YouTube and then pull up to a gun store?
Yeah. They should be able to access your YouTube account at the gun store.
What have you watched the last 24
Yeah,
hours?
let's check it out.
Yeah.
QAnon, beat it, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I mean, it's the tests you have to go through to do all kinds of other things, and the tests you have to go through to get a gun, which is nothing.
In some states it's nothing, but even here, which is tough, it's easier than a driver's test.
Yeah,
It's basic knowledge.
yeah,
And they do a 10-day hold here and stuff like that they don't do in some states. In some states, you can literally, I think you just go to a gun show and just buy a gun and walk out.
Yeah, no, that definitely is true.
That's absurd.
yeah.
Anyway.
Something that can actually kill another human being.
And I just want to keep saying, because I don't want to be wrong here, is if this guy, the same thing applies to if this guy was just some psycho sex addict, whatever, if that's the story, which that feels to me like a spin.
Yeah.
But even if it was, it's the same thing. Why can this guy just go grab a gun and shoot people? And then the response is he had a bad day.
Yeah. And I just also, the challenge now is, so there's a lot of solidarity around the Asian community, which is amazing.
Yep.
So let's say you don't support it.
Guns or the Asian
No,
community?
let's just say you're like, yeah, it sucks it happened, but you're not feeling that same solidarity. There's 400 million people in America. Do 399.999, are they solidarity? Because during the BLM movement, there was definitely not solidarity.
No.
It was 50-50 of people that believed and supported it and 50-50 people that did not believe in it. So in this case, when, clearly innocent people were killed, in a lot of the protest over the summer, how do you I don't know, I'm just trying to understand, do we, are there people waking up today and be like, like, what's the counter to like not supporting the movement of like, we
Well,
need
no.
to
Are you
address
talking
the
about
hate.
specifically like Asian hate and what's
Yeah,
the
like
counter?
take the Asian hate.
No, but I
Specifically
think, I
Asian
think
hate.
it's two things. I think it's one, you just have a portion of the country that doesn't give a shit. That, I mean, Trump was able to take advantage of and get elected because they're nationalistic, get minorities and stuff out of my communities. Because,
But do you really believe everyone who voted for Trump, it feels that way?
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it. But there's
But
a
Trump
large,
took advantage of that. And that's why he was able to build such.
Yeah,
a,
that was able. He was able to build a caucus early on because we've all seen the interviews at the rallies. Like, some very suspicious thoughts and beliefs.
I would say everyone at the rallies think that. Not everyone who voted, right?
Yeah.
We know people who voted that would never go to the rally, but those rallies, you can tell.
they're not waking up
different.
feeling bad for the Asian communities today.
No,
But I think secondly, there's also the racism, like I was saying earlier, is like they just don't take it as seriously because generally Asian population, Indian population are generally not in poverty, not suffering economically in this country. Yeah. So they're like, who cares?
That's
they already
like the
live great
perception.
lives.
Yeah, I think you'd be shocked, or maybe not. Like if you go to some of these, I mean, look, there's people like this very much where I grew up. People are really hateful. And there's a lot of like, if it's not me, I don't care.
Pete,
They don't
you saw
look
that
like
too in
me.
Wisconsin?
There's a lot of that, man.
But I mean, but
Like,
even
what do you mean? What, like, people just...
So I think there's two.
I mean, I had a neighbor, let me just say real quick. I had a neighbor that grew up, that was alive during Pearl Harbor and still cannot stand anyone of Asian. I mean, she passed away, but anyone of Asian hates them with a passion.
Wow.
Like there's just that going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yana.
No, that's definitely like not an insignificant portion of the country, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then secondly, there's subtle racism. Like I remember growing up in Los Angeles in a suburban, diverse neighborhood with Asian and Indian friends of mine that were afraid to have kids over because it smelled differently because of the food that their parents were cooking.
Yeah. I mean, in my whole high school, there was one Asian kid. He was my friend. His name was Don. Great guy. And he was full, no accent, like just an Asian American that was born here.
But if you think about that the people I'm talking about were afraid of their own heritage. Yeah. Because they get made fun of. Like, why does this kid's house smell?
Totally.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's wild. But I think you'd be shocked by how out in the open that mentality is. It's not even weird. It's not even like you kind of hide it and secretly that's how you feel. It's like you're at the bar with your buddies all talking about it very openly.
Wow.
So anyway, but that's the only thing I know to do here is to say, damn it, I wish guns were a little harder to get to.
Yeah, I mean, because that's unfortunately, that's the real biggest short-term solution. Long-term, it's just like, it's education, it's awareness, but like that could take decades.
But isn't it like a Biden, like we're all good, right? We got the Senate, the House, we got Biden. Aren't we going to pass some gun stuff?
I mean, it's probably state by state, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You can't change
California has
federal
different
gun
rules
laws?
than Georgia.
Can you federally make illegal certain things or federal background checks? There's nothing you can do.
I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff.
All right, well, let's hope. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Stimmy.
Yeah.
Where's it going? Bitcoin, Dogecoin, GameStop.
So yeah, the early there's been a bunch of surveys being done by people because everyone wants to know. This is a $500 billion opportunity.
Yeah.
Because $500 billion just got pumped in this week to the American economy.
Did you guys get yours? Okay.
Why is Pete being so quiet?
Maybe it's 400.
Why?
Because he probably applied 4 times, 4 stimmies. He's gonna go.
There's 4 names in Pete, Matthew.
Matthew. Everyone's like, who's Matthew? Who's Pete?
Tim, let's cut that part, huh?
Old clerk in.
Leave it
clerk
in.
in.
Old clerk in, new clerk in.
But it looks like it's going towards travel.
Yeah, everybody wants to get the fuck
Really?
out of here.
Yes, that's the leading response. So I think people thought it was going towards stocks, and I'm sure some will. There's no doubt. But I think the idea, because stimulus last year was just like found money. I didn't know I was going to get this money.
And it's also last year, everything was locked down.
Yeah,
the
you couldn't-
country's slowly opening.
Yeah.
Like you can get around. Even LA, like plenty of places that are rocking in
Oh.
LA.
I was at one last night. I was
Pete
at
was
4
just telling
last
me
night.
about one.
What? Where were you last night? Let's hear.
I was over on the west side.
What bar?
Why can't you say?
I just realized
who
like you're not
cares?
vaccinated.
What?
What did he like? I'm not fully vaccinated yet.
No, we tried to go to Brennan's. Brennan's was absolutely packed.
What's Brennan?
It's like an Irish bar.
oh, St.
God.
Patty's.
by the
Right.
ocean. By the ocean.
But either way, then we go to a restaurant. There's like
Which restaurant?
It was Nickel Mine.
Okay.
Go over there. We had about like 12 of us. So we sit at 2 separate tables. The guy goes, the in-between ground, we can't have everybody standing. Like we just opened up. We don't want to get closed back down again. So we're like, all right. 2 hours later, whole fucking place is bumping. That dude's no longer talking to us. It's just like 4 dudes just walking around the bar. Everybody's dancing, taking shots. We're like, what the fuck is going on?
And this is indoors.
Yes. Indoors, outdoors. My friends are walking around. Ain't nobody got a fucking mask on. Rocking.
As Tim puts his mask on,
Yeah.
I just realized I have the confidence of a guy who's been vaccinated just because you two do, and I haven't.
And you just got.
I just got corona at the 11th hour.
It would really suck if you got the Rona.
Imagine.
I mean, I wasn't
Between
walking
first and
around. I was
second
sitting at the
shot.
table.
But you're still in the room
Because I think it pushes you out if you have the Rona. You're not allowed to get the shot.
I don't think so.
because they ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes like
Really?
3 months.
Fuck. Stay away from me, dude.
This guy's St. Patrick's Day
All right,
parade.
so we're back open. You had to cancel last year's St. Patrick's Day. You made up for it this year a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So how late you stay out?
Not that late. 10:30.
It's really early.
Okay, so travel.
Yeah.
So people are back. I mean, look, I think
It's a
we're
Wednesday
all,
night. Like I have work to do.
I think there's the big mystery, and it's probably a little bit of both, is whether people are going to be too scared to go do anything or whether it's going to be the roaring 20s. And I think it'll just be a combo, right? One
Yeah.
group will be too scared. One group will be partying their asses off for everybody.
I think
I-
the scared group's really small.
I
You
think
think?
sub 40 is just madness traveling.
Yeah.
I think older people will travel too. I just think they'll probably start traveling like in the summer. But I think, because, older people are more likely to plan. But younger people, I think it's like, I got my money Tuesday, Thursday, I'm in Vegas.
Or
Yeah.
Tulum or wherever.
I mean, yeah. And by the way, I think most of the travel is going to continue to stay in the country.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it's, you only have 2 options. It's USA or Mexico.
Yeah, that's it.
I think we should have like a Black Friday in the summer where you just give everyone $1,000 and a week off.
Yeah.
And just fucking, here we go. Let's just kick shit up a notch.
I mean,
Let's inject into some businesses, travel, get
I-
the vibe right.
I would love if
It's called YOLO Wednesday.
I mean, this is
June 3rd.
basically our a test for universal basic income.
It's not looking good.
On Monday, we should ask. IRS should send out a survey of like your mood, and I guarantee you, on Monday
Through the
will be the
roof.
highest mood
Yes.
in 10 years.
Yep. It will be. Because you know what's not flying off the shelf? Fucking basic items.
No,
You know what I mean? There's plenty of
there's everything.
eggs, toilet paper. I don't think gas is necessarily through the roof. This isn't going to essential.
I'll tell you, just as Dominic has spring break coming up, so we were thinking about just driving somewhere. There is nothing available. No houses. No,
Oh, really?
Nothing. Because spring break for LA families is coming up. So if you, as a family, want to go anywhere, and most families I know are not staying in hotels for the most part. They're still staying in Airbnbs.
Mhm.
And there's nothing. There's no houses. You can't find a house in California
It's
to rent.
because, I mean, the fear is, for the most part, if you've been out in LA, it's pretty much over. The fear of the public. If we have damn near 12 million people in Los Angeles, and cases are 300 a day.
300, I saw that. That's nothing.
Oh, that's the number
300
we're
of
at?
12 million people.
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind.
I
Go
mean-
ahead, Pete. Do your thing.
we went to our pediatrician's office this morning, and they had a meeting with amongst the doctors, and they were saying one of the doctors said they had their first ear infection in 1 year. And he's like, ear infections are our bread and butter.
Oh my God, they didn't get ear infections back.
And he's like, yeah, we haven't had an ear infection. He's like, this is the last 2 weeks that kids actually came in with like a cold.
Yeah.
Like
I miss colds. You know what I mean?
just a good cough and sneeze.
I'm wearing masks. I think I'm really wearing masks. No, you know what?
No,
I might
you're
be
not.
totally wrong. I think I'm wrong.
Completely wrong.
I think the moment shit's back to normal.
Yes.
I'll do it.
I'll tell you where I would wear a mask probably for the rest of my life.
Probably around me.
Airport.
On airport.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the place I always get sick is on airplanes. When I travel is the only time I get sick.
That's also because of dehydration, no sleep. You're probably going somewhere where you're
Bad
drinking.
oxygen. Yeah.
You're blaming
not looking at the other
factors.
Yeah,
It's just a mask. I
He's
just need a
wasted on the
mask.
plane with no.
With dehydration,
I haven't
less
slept
oxygen.
in 3 days and 400
Yeah,
drinks.
he's like, I don't know why I don't feel good. It's
Yeah.
definitely the plane.
It's definitely the mask.
I will say, I don't see. You said you're going to wear a mask and not shake hands. I don't see that being true for you.
Anna and I
Did you
were
not
back
shake
at
hands?
Soho House yesterday. I was giving bops.
This is the thing
This
with
is-
shaking hands. So, you know how counterintuitive that is of how the virus spreads? The virus is an air particle. I was explaining this to D.
Yeah.
Because everyone's fist bumping, elbow bumping. It's an air particle disease.
Yeah.
So it goes from my mouth to your nose to someone else's mouth. It's not traveling on
It's
a
all
hand.
that laughing you're doing while you're fist bumping.
And
Like, good to see ya. Look at that.
everyone's like screaming at each other with the fist bump,
Yeah,
but
you're
they're
right.
giving Corona with the mouth.
Yeah. Damn, you must as well just kiss
Disgusting.
everyone
Just
in
keep
that
the mouth
damn
shut.
place.
I just don't want to touch anyone's hands anyways.
You must as well walk into Soho and just start kissing everybody.
Yeah. Open mouth kisses.
Oh, we have a good Soho story. So the thing about Soho House, we went to lunch yesterday there with Brian, Terj, Mikey,
You
and
guys are just
two of
out
us.
here.
I'm out in these streets. I'm out tonight too.
What?
I think he's going to Santa Lena.
I'm going to Santa Lena. I want to see the rooftop.
And it was a
get the
tough
vibe.
reservation.
Yeah, very tough.
It wasn't like, oh, D, obviously. It was like they had to pull some strings.
Yeah.
I mean, you really should document this because nobody else is going to see that for a
Yeah,
long
let it
time.
out. You're already posting. Just let people see what it looks like.
So we're sitting at Soho House having a great lunch, beautiful weather. And I said,
You're in Malibu or?
No, right here,
right.
West Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I'm rewatching Entourage, as I said on the pod.
Yes. You still
And-
going on that?
Yeah, I think I'm in season 6 or 7. I forget. So almost done.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there eating with Brian and John. And I was like, I felt like I'm in a scene of Entourage. The number of people that come up to Brian and Terj
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's funny. That's my worst nightmare.
Just people.
They're
You're just like
legit
having a dinner and
celebrities.
you can't stop. You know
They're
what I mean?
legit celebrities in this town.
Coming up. Oh,
yeah,
they are.
Yeah, everyone was coming up to them.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, they're Entourage.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in
So
Entourage.
what are we,
all of-
Turtle and
Yeah,
Johnny
Yeah.
John?
Well, you know what it is? Like in Entourage, what's his name? Was in it a few times, Sam or whatever from SBE.
Yeah.
They're just that now.
Yeah.
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 You know? Like if Entourage was now, Brian and John would be on the show making cameos.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
They did Ballers, right?
Yeah, they did ballers.
Oh,
yeah.
they did. You're right. There you go. Same guys. Same team. Okay. Well, how fun. Okay. I just got really antsy, but I still got to wait. Still got to wait and be careful. I got like another month.
Oh man, it's fun to be out in these streets.
All right. What happened? Did Joe Biden diss Putin? Putin shot back with some hot bars. This is the newest beef in town. What's going on?
Yeah, they ended up Putin. So Russia recalled their ambassador today from Washington D.C. back to Russia, and so we don't know what
That's
that
like
actually.
an FU move of some sort, or
Yeah, it's like we're not playing ball with the way you want us to play ball. And so it's because Biden made a comment that Putin is a killer. And he said that so Putin responded with, here, let me read this. So the reason why is because it came out clearly that Russia and Iran did interfere in the election.
Got it.
And
in
so-
2016.
no,
Oh,
this
the
last
current
one.
Oh.
And so now what's happening is that these guys, Putin now is like feeling the heat from Biden. So Putin's making comments saying, we will do what we have to defend ourselves. America, who is this guy to call me a killer? You know what you guys do over there, whether it be World War II, nuclear weapons, this and that. And so it got a little heated, but Putin did say, we'll be
Cordial.
We'll be cordial, but like this guy has some nerve pretty much speaking out. So I'm curious to see because they're going to eventually probably meet is my guess.
Yeah, let's keep that same energy when you see me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Keep that killer energy.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how it goes, but it's interesting. Like these are two most powerful, men in the world
Yeah.
kind of throwing jabs at each other.
Okay.
And
It's funny, rappers argue over if you are a killer or not.
Yeah.
Presidents argue over who is a killer.
Not me.
What? Never killed, but very similar.
Yes.
Similar strategy.
And they recalled their ambassador from DC. Russia did.
Yeah.
So they brought their ambassador back to Moscow. So,
Okay. Heating up.
this is Scranton Joe. He's speaking from the hip.
Yeah. All right, man. I don't know. I bet you Donald Trump's phone calls right now are scary. I
Like,
just
who's
feel
calling?
like this guy's in cahoots with Russia. Like he's probably getting calls, intel. Can you give us any information? Maybe they're trying to get that out of him. Maybe they're saying what's going on in 2024.
Yeah.
I just bet you, if you were Russia, don't you think you have so much to gain right now by leveraging Donald Trump and what he might know or how he could help you?
Yeah, that's probably true. And I also think it's funny how the MAGA right used to cheer Donald Trump when he would stand tough to China.
Yeah.
And he would say things that were, borderline racist,
Yeah.
obnoxious, but
Yeah.
they were like, at least he's tough on China. He's tough on China. Now they're criticizing Biden for being tough on Russia.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you do that to a nuclear power. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
gotta
way
pick
more
your-
scared of China than
Yeah.
Russia.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You want to talk about some business stuff a little bit?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's the update on Coinbase? This is on its second windfall of the month.
Yeah. Talk about Beeple.
I'm telling you, man. Jeez, that's why his last name didn't give the last name. But anyway, what's the word? You got an IPO coming.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like things are going well.
Next week, it looks like.
Next 2 weeks, it'll be public, it looks like.
And this is big news for the world of crypto, right? It's a big legitimizing moment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think what it'll do is it's gonna get people that have their money in traditional portfolios, stocks, bonds, municipal bonds, whatever.
Yep.
They're gonna see Coinbase go public in 2 weeks. They're gonna see it all over CNBC, MSNBC,
They're gonna call their wealth
CNN,
advisor.
Bloomberg. And like, why don't I own Bitcoin? You guys have been telling me Bitcoin's a scam for a decade.
Yep.
And look at Coinbase. They're gonna be worth north of 100 billion, if I had to guess, on day one. And it's the same financial advisors that were shitting on crypto, including our own parents,
Yeah.
that like, oh, it's like some scam. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, we'll see who wins.
Yeah.
And they're all going to be forced to get allocation because their clients are going to demand it.
Yeah.
So Coinbase or Bitcoin? What do you buy?
Both.
Do you know what Coinbase is, Pete? I'm not trying to make fun of
I
you.
have a Coinbase account.
Whoa.
It's 3 days old, okay?
Yeah. So I think Anand's point is that by the exchange being recognized
Yeah,
as
100%.
so legit,
Oh, yeah.
everything crypto gets a boost.
I think Bitcoin,
Even
Doge.
Doge.
this is not,
Doge, Hodge,
All the
Bitcoin,
Doges.
Ethereum.
this is not disclaimer financial advice, but I would suspect Bitcoin rips after Coinbase
We like
goes
Bitcoin.
public.
That's what you say.
You would think so.
What do you say?
That's what you say. I like Bitcoin.
I feel like Nas is going to get put on a different level
After this?
after this.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great for crypto. I think it's going to be great for Nas.
Yeah.
Because
Grammy.
it's going to be like,
Coinbase.
this guy was early on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Like while we're all over here on Clubhouse talking about you should probably put 5,000 or 6,000 into crypto, this guy invested in Coinbase years ago.
I think the more important thing, where I think Anand's going to be wrong on,
Ooh.
Oh,
Clubhouse is over.
Yes.
is it?
Completely over.
No.
It is dead. It's over.
Not completely.
It's over.
What happened?
It's just people are out fucking again.
Oh,
They're at Brennan's.
okay.
Why are you convinced
Yeah,
they're
they're
fucking?
Because if you're on Clubhouse, you probably aren't.
You probably aren't fucking.
Because
yeah. Imagine if you're single, you get out and start hooking up again. You're like, oh, this
oh,
exists.
yeah. Oh my God. I'm having fun again.
Yeah.
I'm getting drunk and I'm seeing my friends.
Yeah. Like you're a single guy or girl, you get out and start seeing some attractive strangers and feeling the vibe again.
Yeah.
You're like, I can skip that call tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like.
Sri Ram won't miss me.
Yeah. I mean, I think like.
It's funny, the only thing that could save Clubhouse, because I've noticed, we've talked about it, how the rooms are just dead. I just got a notification that Mark Zuckerberg's in a room and it's overflowed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you'll have those occasionally.
You'll have those occasional ones.
I just think it's not as prevalent in everyday life that it was even 30 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I want to make a statement. Clubhouse, if it dies,
Yeah.
the scammers and the get rich quick guys and the join my program guys killed it.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think the problem is Clubhouse was like these huge celebrity moments like Elon Musk, which was great. That's a good thing to have. And then the middle tier was fueled by these douchebags.
Yeah.
They were like, join my program. And I heard one time one of the guys from All In did a Clubhouse where people were just like telling him about all the scams that were happening. And people were using Clubhouse to like take money from people, like for advice and like, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, like join my coaching program.
Okay.
Here's a little bit of what to know. DM me and I'll, for $5,000, I'll coach you. And like all of those little like Ty Lopez type scammers, I feel like made Clubhouse super douchey.
Yeah.
I talked to a few people and they're like, isn't it just like douchebags talking about how to get rich on there?
Yeah, well, the problem is like I went on Clubhouse maybe, I don't know, a week ago or something. And every conversation was like
Get rich quick.
yeah, it felt just like they're not like interesting conversations.
Yeah.
I think there's also a shortage of interesting people that can hold a conversation.
Well, then
So it's not-
Clubhouse can't succeed.
But there was so many. Like in the beginning, there was like, oh wow, like the growth guy. It's like Mr. Beast went on that one day. But then like Mr. Beast, like growth dude, made a separate room and started talking. I listened to him like, wow, like you would never hear from this guy because he's not the type of guy that's going to go do a panel.
Yeah.
But he's okay and comfortable with talking to his phone. This is actually really great advice. This is really awesome. But it just got so overshadowed by the douchers.
You know what I think Clubhouse can still win at is they should not. It should not be a democracy. You can't let everyone speak.
Yeah, it's basically like you have TED conference and there's 20 speakers or whatever the number is.
Yeah.
There's not 10,000.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
They should just curate all the rooms.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can't. It should be scheduled.
It needs to be scheduled. It needs to be handpicked because, frankly, you're going to have the scammers just go in and take advantage.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they're just better at it. They're better at.
That's what they do.
Yeah, they're just so good.
For
at
them,
it.
I think Clubhouse was like,
Oh, godsend.
yeah.
Stimulus.
It literally was like, how do I reach like these people that like their whole thing, Grant Cardone, like his whole thing is raising money for his real estate fund from normal people. That's a dream for you.
Yeah.
How else can you get in touch with them and talk to them and answer their questions and blah, blah, blah in the moment? It's a dream tool.
Yeah, and you don't have to travel. There's no physical expense. You
No.
just sit
you just put your headphones on and walk around your house and,
and just
do
talk
whatever.
about. Do you want to be a billionaire?
That guy had to rent out like the Miami Dolphins stadium and do 10X con to get people's attention. Now you go on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And you literally like, hey, DM me.
Yeah.
And you have someone over there working your DMs.
I think it could still work if you literally have to like earn the right to speak.
I agree.
Yeah.
Or they just curate it. And it's just like you guys said, like it's a TED conference every Friday.
Yeah.
And it's the sickest thing ever. And there's so much information. Yeah. The douchers killed Clubhouse.
They
There's our
probably should have
episode title.
sold.
Douche House.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have sold.
I think a month ago they could have got a north of $1 billion offer. They raised it $1 billion, but I think Spotify would have paid.
I think they would have paid multi-billion.
I think they could have got $10 billion a month ago.
Yeah, a month ago. Now you maybe get some Hoj.
Damn. Even
I mean,
Anand.
it sounds like it's a good investment.
If even Anand's saying it might be over,
I'm saying it might be over. They need to figure it out because, I mean, props to Andreessen Horowitz. They're grinding out rooms. Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz, they're two billionaires.
Can't even
They're
get work done,
grinding
yeah.
from like 3 to 6.
I bet you in their offices, it's just them on speaker.
Yeah,
like,
just
oh, yeah,
like,
so yeah,
oh,
I
we're
think
having
the-
meetings. We actually don't take meetings from 12 to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
because we're all on Clubhouse.
all on
Trying to
Clubhouse.
save this investment now.
I mean, at least they're doing it for their portfolio company. I mean,
Yeah.
that's work.
That's real work. Okay.
They should, for one of those SaaS companies, get on the phone and start selling too.
They even have the CEO of Databricks. So it's Mark Andreessen, Ben Horowitz, and the CEO of Databricks. I think every couple days I always see the notification. These guys are so damn rich.
Maybe they just give their phone to like their assistant and just say, just be on the room.
They're talking though.
They're talking.
Oh, they
They're
are?
in there.
Yeah, it's them talking.
Oh my God.
All right. Another in the tale of two worlds at least here in the US. Lamborghini has reported record profits and they're teasing maybe an electric Lambo or something. But I mean, I think the big thing here is these guys are doing record numbers.
Yeah.
They sold 7,430 cars in 2020, and their factory was shut down for over 2 months.
Gosh.
Must be
I wonder
nice.
of that 734, how many were crypto kids? Because that's like a thing. you get rich in crypto, and then you go buy a Lambo.
I'll tell you what. I've been to the, right down here on Robertson, the Rolls Royce Lambo, whatever, and there's a shocking amount of young people pulling out of that place in fucking
Urus.
Urus now, but even the full. Why am I blank? Aventadors.
Yeah.
Like the whole shebang. Like there's a lot of like.
I'll tell you, I see a dozen Uruses a day.
Uruses
much
are
is a
like
Urus?
250 starting from.
250.
That's the hot
You
Lambo
probably
now?
can
That's
get
the truck, the Lambo SUV.
Oh, that's the truck.
that
Yeah.
thing
Got
is
it.
like a fucking Range Rover in this city.
it. Yes.
Yes.
There's so
it is
many
the
of
new
those.
Range Rover.
It is.
That's funny because I didn't know that's what it's called because I see so many in my neighborhood of my runs.
Yeah. Everyone
Everybody
has
calls it
one.
the Lambo truck.
There's so many. It's like $250,000.
Yeah, it's
and probably
crazy.
can't get.
What?
Can you easily get it?
I don't know. Probably not. But there's so
Let's
many.
ask on it.
Like
Why don't you go get
when
one?
I
Yeah,
when
how
I
about
drive
Why
down-
don't you go pick one
You have
up?
3, right?
and for the most
I
part,
have a
it's young
fucking car. I
people.
walked here.
It is mostly young people. It's mostly young people and like younger
Stupid
women.
kids.
Younger women.
Yeah.
It's like the Kylie Jenner car. 'Cause I feel like she has one.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
They all do.
So
So does Travis.
it's like the G Wagon is for like 30 plus.
Yes.
Urus is for 30.
And keep in mind the G Wagon's half the price.
half the price, but it's definitely the older woman's car.
Yeah, it's weird, man. You see them so much that it has, in my mind, I perceive it as a not very valuable. I perceive it as like $100,000 car.
I also don't get the people that are.
We've never been more bubble talk.
I'm just listen. I'm
agree,
saying
but-
it's ridiculous. I'm not saying like, oh, those are $100,000 cars. It's fucking ridiculous.
Is how many years? Like there'll be. I forgot where I went, and there's like 3 in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
I live in an apartment building and there's like 5 in the garage.
But why do people who are that rich just don't get a driver?
Because if you're 26, why would you drive?
I think the jump to driver is a pretty big jump.
It's also
cheaper.
It's boring.
I know, but it's boring. You like to have
Yeah.
your car, your music, people like. I think the jump to being driven psychologically is a really big jump, even for when people get wealthy. How long did it take you to make the jump? Let's kill this guy
Uber.
already. Look at him. This is brand new, and he's like, these guys don't have drivers. These broke boys
I'll show
driving
you
their
my
own
Urus.
Well, I'll tell you, they all go and get Teslas, if not the Urus, and then they just are like self-driving.
Honestly,
So,
if I didn't have a kid, there's zero chance I'd own a car.
well, okay.
Yeah, you also have like your happy like little thing.
Yeah,
over
you're
there.
you're very
You
content.
have like your local where you go get food.
Yeah, you want to get stuck up by the homeless guy for $20.
Same guy that sticks you up every single day.
Yeah. Buy a
There's
pack of
Urus.
Black
He's
Labs.
the Urus. You're his Urus.
Yeah, you can probably pay that Urus bill by what you pay the local homeless. Okay, then talking of the Jenner Kardashian clan, Kanye. There's all these stories now that Kanye's now worth $6.6 billion.
Insane.
I think the argument like 9 months ago was whether or not he was a billionaire, and now we're saying he's worth 6.6.
Sounds like he's just trying to boost his Riot profile. Like, this is just a made-up number.
Yeah, this fresh off a divorce, you come out.
This
with
is
this.
Bloomberg reporting this.
Yeah, but Bloomberg,
I
Schmoomberg,
read the
like, they don't fucking
breakdown.
know shit.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like values that look. This is the thing that I don't get, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating because I'm really not trying to. Here is they value the Yeezy brand so high. He does own the rights to the Yeezy brand, but the infrastructure is all Adidas. So that just throws me off. I mean, maybe he could sell it for that price, I guess. I don't know.
I think-
but the value is in Adidas.
But I also think this is
No,
the
it's
issue.
the IP though, right?
No, but this is
Yeah,
the issue when you have journalists who went to school for journalism
Yeah,
writing on finance and valuations.
yeah.
So if an investment firm, an independent investment firm, said Yeezy's worth 6.6 billion
3.2.
or 3.2, whatever the number is, or him personally, right? They're saying him personally is worth.
No. He's worth $6 billion. They're saying Yeezy is worth 3-something billion.
But Kanye being worth $6 billion.
Yeah.
So if a $6 billion valuation, that is what an investment firm would do. They would do their math and underwrite
Yeah.
an enterprise at a valuation.
Yeah.
And then that would lend it to more credibility. A journalist at Bloomberg who didn't do this for a living
Yeah.
to come up with this number is bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's a great headline.
Yeah. I like the headline. I like how ridiculous it is, but it feels it feels like, yeah, maybe not. I don't
It's
know.
the same way like the Forbes list where they like make up numbers. I mean, you could Google you and they have a net worth. Where's their information?
They do, yeah. I'm worth $8 million. I hear about it all the time.
Yeah.
And people shockingly rely on it. Both like you do interviews or something, and
So you're worth $8 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they do
yeah.
that. And
It legitimately-
it'll just be in the article, and they didn't even ask you. or kids on Instagram, or like it's very like people take that. If you just Google blah 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 net worth, this celebrity net worth page comes up. They've done a great job at SEO, and it's completely made up. Based on nothing. It literally says, based on his interest in young and reckless clothing, as well as blah, blah, blah. Like, it completely made up.
I'm
It's
reading it
totally-
right now. It's
Yeah.
so good.
But yeah, I hope that, I hope it's true because I like how ridiculous it is, but it just feels like could Kanye leave and sell, no attachment to Adidas, no commitment from himself, sell the Yeezy trademark for $3 billion? I just don't think so.
I think so.
You do?
Yeah.
He's a Kanye truther, though.
That's true.
No,
So there, I want to point this out. There's a reporter from Bloomberg. His name's John Ehrlichman. He has 173,000 followers. He has messaged me on LinkedIn at least 50 times, and I'm sure he's done the same to Anthony to try to figure out how much Nas is worth on all these investments.
Oh, nice.
I've never responded.
You should respond and
say
say
3.6 billion.
Say 6.6 billion.
I was like, Kanye's 6? He's 10.
Yeah. Say 10. Say what's Jay-Z worth? A little bit more than that.
But that's how they're doing
Yeah.
their research. That's why these articles are bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go write a piece next week on Nas after Coinbase goes public. No one knows what he...
Nobody. And we saw the report supposedly from Forbes, supposedly where like the Kardashians like submitted like borderline fake tax returns and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're providing all this information.
Yeah, it's all part of this the machine.
Yeah.
It's like, the royal family has the machine.
Yeah.
The Kanyes, the Kardashians, these people have machines. Because by the way, you seeing this headline, obviously we're calling bullshit on the headline. The consumer is like, oh shit.
Oh, it's all over the like Breakfast Club.
Yeah. I told you Kanye's worth $6 billion.
Because you want to know what else I think? I honestly really think Kanye's so petty that all this news about Jay-Z got him.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
we
he
got to go
leaked
out
it.
there and say,
He's like, I'm sick of hearing about all this.
yeah.
Look, guys, what do you say, 6.6? We can make that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because if this number is true, he's way richer than Jay-Z.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what he's going for. I think his previous mark was trying to beat Kylie. And I think he's jealous of all this Jay-Z news.
Yeah.
But I love your take that this is a rich guy's like updated display pic
Yes.
on right. Like when Anand got his news was official about the IPO, changed his display pic on Clubhouse. I don't know if you saw that.
Instantly. He got a new picture,
Yeah.
clean haircut, changed his bio.
Yeah. This is his version of that. Okay. All right. Let's go to winners, losers content. D, who is your winner for the last week?
My winner is the NFL.
What'd they do?
They just, it just came out. They just signed an 11-year, $105 billion media rights renewal with their partner. And let me throw some numbers out for you. CBS, Sunday afternoon, is going to pay $1.85 billion per year. Fox for Sunday afternoon will pay $2 billion a year. Sunday Night Football, which is one game, by the way. One game. $1.71 billion a year. Monday Night Football, also one game. $2.5 billion a year. And here's the best. This is where I would be scared if I was everyone else. Amazon, Thursday Night Football. Thursdays. This doesn't even get good ratings. $1.32 billion a year for Thursday Night Football. And bear in mind, NFL ratings were down all year. Super Bowl rating was down all year. So the metric that you use to spend on something like this tells you that from a media traditional cable or traditional TV budget, there's nowhere to spend the fucking money.
Yeah, this is a genius move on the NFL to renegotiate it this year while ratings are declining. And they know these networks are so stupid.
And
they
desperate.
have no idea.
They're desperate also.
They have no idea what content resonates. The only thing network and cable has is live rights.
Yeah.
And live sports rights specifically, because there's nothing else live that's on these networks. And They got it back.
These numbers are.
It's $105 billion over 11 years.
So salaries are going to go through the fucking.
This was the prediction. All like the sports podcasters and reporters were like we don't care. Ratings are going down. They were all hinting that this was in the works. They're like the media deal that's on the table is astronomical.
It's double almost.
And the cap, the players
Colin
are
Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And the cap's going to spike, and players should benefit, obviously, because they own, part of the rights to this money. And
so, like Patrick Mahomes' next deal would be a
Patrick
billion.
Mahomes literally got ripped off.
Yeah, he's just steal.
It was so stupid to sign. If you know
just
this
waited.
media deal's coming, it was very public that this media deal was on the horizon. They've been talking about it for a year. They're like, we don't care, ratings are down. The media deal is going to be astronomical. And he signed like a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
Which the sticker number is high, but he got ripped off.
Yeah.
You want to know who's really getting ripped off after I hear this? Is like social media celebrities.
Yes.
Like, we're going to talk about it. This is a little bit of foreshadowing. David Dobrik, what's making all the news before the story I'm going to talk about was that he bought like this crazy $9 million house. It's like, wow, like David Dobrik makes a shit ton of money. But judging just by the numbers and attention and true passion about something, David Dobrik should have bought a $100 million house.
Yes.
He should be a billionaire.
He should be a billionaire. 100. David Dobrik is worth more individually than an NFL franchise.
Yeah.
The problem is his crew is a little dusty.
All right, let's get to it. That's my loser.
What a transition.
So we're going to go back to on him for his winner, but that's my loser, David Dobrik. Apparently, there's some shady shit going
There's
on.
a handsy crew over there.
Handsy crew.
You need to clean it up.
Handsy Dobrik.
This is why he lives in a $9 million house and not a $90 million house.
Ooh.
His crew is
Little
handsy.
touchy.
What's going on, Pete?
Let's go to our live David Dobrik fan club reporter.
Cover
boy
that.
Pete.
The drool is coming off your face. Let's clean it up.
Okay, where do we even start? So it's not Dobrik particularly. So Dirty Dom is a member of the said Vlog Squad, or at least was a part of the original
Vlog Squad?
Vlog Squad is their whole YouTube creator
And who owns
crew.
that?
Nobody owns it. It's just what people call
Who's
them.
the star?
Who's the star of that crew?
David Dobrik.
Okay, so that's like equivalent to LeBron has a basketball team.
Who's the responsibility fall on? Keep going.
Go.
Okay, so they go to shoot this bit. Apparently, these girls who are under the age of 21 come over to their set apartment, and it was somewhere in Hollywood. This is 2 years ago. And apparently it was all consent was given, supposedly, for them to be doing these bits. But then it's being said that two of the guys had gone and got the girls alcohol to quote unquote loosen them up. This is what this girl gave a statement by.
Whoa.
Now I'm in full, like if
The old
Dobrik was a
YouTuber
part of this
loosen 'em up trick.
and it happens, like he's gone. I'm cool with that. We can shoot him out the
Wow,
door. if
you
he
would
did something
cancel
wrong.
David.
Yeah, of course. You can't
Wow.
let that shit slide.
I thought he was uncancelable to you.
No.
So
well,
it's confirmed
we'll see.
Dobrik has no foul play.
Well, he was the one, it was for his vlog. So, but what really,
Whoa.
where the issues
Oh.
started lying is when they went into
when
the
they said
room.
that when MBS tried to say he didn't know anything about Jamal Khashoggi, and it's like, how could this really happen under your regime?
Yeah.
And you didn't okay it?
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Just saying, sounds similar.
Oh.
Okay,
Does
but
that sound
so it progresses, and the whole thing was to coerce him into having a three-way with Dirty Dom. Apparently, one of the girls was extremely drunk, blacked out at one point, and they all started hooking up in the room. This is a statement from her.
This was on a vlog? Is
Huh?
this guy vlogging?
No, so there's cuts from it, how he's like, oh, we're trying to get, there was like 5 girls that came over. And-
They're over the age of 18 though.
Yes, but
Okay.
younger than 21. So that was where the whole drinking thing came in. Whatever. So then in the vlog, which has now been deleted, and I've seen it before too, you just don't really put it together that this is actually what happened. But then he like talks about it. He's like, oh, Dom's trying to have a 5-way. And then it's like, oh, Dom convinced 3 of the girls to hook up with him. And then they're like paying girls to come out, and they're like literally paying them hundreds of dollars to come out of the room. It's this whole bit to it, right?
Whoa.
Now it comes out that the one girl's like passed out in there. Was apparently part of this 3-way. She had no idea. At one point, they had to come in, put clothes back on her. She was in passed
3-way
out in the-
meaning threesome sex.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That
Not
she
a
was,
phone call.
No. Not a phone call. This is not
Okay.
Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so now she's like obviously making these claims and
Oh,
this
you don't
law-
believe her?
No, I 100% believe her.
Okay.
Interesting, Pete.
So you think
Claims.
it's just this Dirty Dom guy, not Dobrik?
Well, yeah, but how do you
But what if
again?
it's under Dobrik's watch?
It's in his vlog.
Right, but
How are you going to reconcile that?
what?
You're okay with it. You're okay.
Where do
David
you draw the
Dobrik.
line?
Go ahead.
Where do you draw the line of like, that was too far for Dave?
Yeah, that was 100% too far. But apparently he claimed to it. Everybody gives consent. They took the vlog down when she said she was feeling uncomfortable about it. She didn't come out till now, 2 years later. So I don't know. I don't know what transpired either, because a lot of people, obviously then there, are saying that nothing happened. That was all Dom. That happened in the room. Obviously, he wasn't part of being in the room, so he doesn't know what happened in there and/or was a part of it.
I don't like the 2-year argument that people say, "Why didn't you come out?" You know, these things are so traumatic, specifically for women, that like it may take you 10 years to get comfortable.
Well, I
a celebrity,
agree with that.
you know,
Yeah.
going against the
I don't think there should
I'm just
be
saying
a
the
time
timeline.
horizon. It's like the act or assault either happened or it didn't happen. If the person comes forward a year, 2 years,
Plus
5
2
years,
years
10
isn't
years.
that long. I mean,
No.
if you're getting
No.
into like 20 years, it's like, all right.
Okay, and then
So I think he's guilty by association.
and then what is consent? So they're saying she gave consent to have a threesome,
No, consent. Dobrik's consent was for the bit and to be in the vlog.
but not to have sex.
But that's not on. Nobody knows about that yet because that took place in the room
Yeah,
with
but you
Dirty
can't
Dom.
get consent for
But
that.
also, a 20-year-old can't consent to being given alcohol.
Yeah.
Right, that's where all these like issues lie with nobody. With
So
like,
when do you leave Dave?
when official reports come out that he had.
But don't you think
You
these
need a
guys
police report.
Well, yeah, that's
even
with
if it's
anything.
under
I
his watch,
believe,
like
but-
you said,
Yeah.
and that's awful. The things I know, Logan and Jake Paul haven't done sexual assault or anything, but these guys seem uncancelable.
Well, they're uncancelable because they can go directly to their fans,
Yeah,
and if they
monetize
get the
it.
views, yeah,
Monetize it. You
that's
can,
why. Like, there's no one who can fire them.
Yeah,
there's no brand deals that they need. They can just sell an NFT.
But I do think that, like with Logan, when he went through his whole thing, I think that they shut off his ads and stuff. Like, I think they taxed him pretty hard.
No, I know for a fact that
Yeah.
those dudes did get financially punished.
Like YouTube punished them.
Yeah,
but they're back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now they're world champ boxers. So it's different.
Yeah, I think they made a good comeback, or at least Logan made a great comeback, I
Yeah.
think. But anyway, okay, well, we'll keep very updated on it, but that's my loser of the week. It's just,
Very disheartening.
very disheartening.
Yeah, 100%. But he's also last little piece. He's disassociated himself with them for a long time now. So it's not to say that
but now
was.
you have.
Well, no. For like the last like year to like year and a half, you haven't seen him around him. They've been distant, and he came out in a video. David did and said that was why, because of his actions in the past. He never said anything specifically, but
But he put out the vlog. One thing I didn't notice about that
Right.
$9 million house, massive bed.
yeah.
Why do
Little
you need a bed
creepy.
that big?
Lots of
How
sex,
many?
Lots of fivesomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sixsomes. That thing has enough for like 50 people.
All right. Well,
I don't
we'll
know.
see. We'll see how this
That
ages.
goofy smile might not
Might
end
not
well.
last. Okay, Anand, who's your winner?
Winner.
Yes.
Winner of the week, Nas.
Yeah, clearly. Yep.
Grammy for best rap record.
I mean, a Grammy and an IPO too.
Yeah, Nas is winning.
Yeah, big.
Does he listen to this?
Yeah. Every episode.
Every episode.
Every
He
episode.
knows.
He writes notes and texts.
He'll actually
right
text us
after
like
the
around
episode.
5 p.m. if it's
So
not.
he's,
like, "Yeah."
he's never heard this podcast.
Kanye's that word 6.6. It's more like 5.7.
Yeah, he'll give us update.
But yeah, he's my winner, and
And Gabe,
Gabe, executive producer, Anthony, and Nas gave like an amazing speech. I mean, he posted, so we can just talk about it. He posted us
that little
Secret's out.
crypto dinner.
Secret's out.
and Nas gave a great speech about Anthony, and it's so cool to hear it because we just view him as our best friend.
Yeah.
And like, we don't really think about all the things Anthony's accomplished. And Nas talks about how Anthony never gave up on Nas when Nas didn't want to work.
Yeah.
He was like, I didn't want to work. It's like, that wasn't where my mind was at, but Anthony kept him motivated. And he was saying how Anthony would be at the studio from all night till the morning, telling him ideas like, hey, you should do this, this, and that. And then he'd be like, this kid would go to college right after.
Yeah.
So he would stay in the studio all night
Yeah.
and then go to college.
Yeah.
And
He's a beast.
it was really cool.
That's the crazy thing about Anthony is he also has a Grammy and an IPO in like a week because he's in on Coinbase, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, good for the gang, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really great.
Sheesh. My winners, I just wanted to give a quick little note to TikTok. My winner's TikTok.
Wow.
There's not a word about TikTok getting shut down now.
No.
It was like everyone was prepping, everyone was starting to try other platforms. TikTok is bigger than ever. The entire next generation of stars. I mean, Charli D'Amelio got slimed at the Teen Choice Awards or whatever.
Okay.
Addison Rae was all up at the Grammys and
I
whatever.
think she's in the remake for She's All That, the movie.
There you go. The next generation of absolute stars.
Superstars.
So they're already stars, but I also think they're the biggest beneficiaries of the lockdown because they
Yes.
would not have gotten this famous if it weren't for the lockdown.
Yeah, because not only were the viewers glued to their phones, but they had nothing to do except make content.
Yes.
That's another big part that I think wasn't like talked about. It's like they would have got minorly famous, and a lot of them probably would have fallen off because they would have learned about clubs and things like that. Instead, they had no choice.
And now they're doing movies.
Now they're doing
And,
movies.
and they
Straight to
passed
the
that,
movies.
that barrier where they're too big to fail,
Yeah, they are.
right?
Yeah. But there's full like brands, businesses, products that have blown up on TikTok.
Yeah.
It is its own world. And I think that when it comes to actual like star making ability and conversion and all those things, I think it eats Instagram's lunch.
Yeah, and it just looks like it's a rocket ship.
TikTok is the greatest platform ever.
It is so good, man.
I did a couple of TikToks and I just saw Pete was showing me how to use it. It is so fucking good.
Yes.
Yeah. It's incredible.
The tools they give the creator
Yes.
to create content is
Right.
so nuts.
Yeah.
It's literally like having Adobe Premiere.
It
And
is
just
years and years of experience of learning how to do certain tricks and skills within programs that
Yeah.
are very expensive and hard to learn.
Yeah.
And they are literally making it like a snap of finger.
Not to mention you can like auto-tune your voice and you can like things that you need
Yeah.
Pro Tools and
Yes.
all those. It's literally like click this effect, do this
In-app,
swipe, and you
yes.
have this thing.
Look,
that-
I think the next big movie director is going to come out of TikTok.
Yeah.
Because it's so insane.
they're so talented.
Yeah.
Well, that's my winner. I just thought it was worth a shout
That's
out.
great.
It's a great winner.
Okay, so then D, you're a loser.
Actor Armie Hammer under investigation by LAPD sex crime detectives. The actor was accused of violent rape by a woman, and now the LAPD is now investigating it. So I guess let's redo the beginning and then just say, my loser is Armie Hammer. He is officially under investigation by LAPD sex crime detectives
Whoa.
for sexual assault, rape.
Army.
So do you have to take down Social Network now? You got to take it down?
Cancel it.
It's a Harvard man.
What about
I mean,
he's a
House
Harvard?
of Cards is still up.
Armie Hammer is not a Harvard man.
He is.
looks
He's
like
the
he has
Winklevi.
No.
He's a proxy for the Winklevi.
What else has he been
I
in?
feel like
I want
I feel
all
like-
those movies out of here.
I feel like the Winklevi can't like they'll get their day. They probably
Yeah,
already
but
have
this
it.
is not a good
When it
break
comes
for
to
them.
public perception, they're taking a beating.
Yeah, because I still, when I look at Armie Hammer, I think of Winklevi.
Yeah. When I hear about the Winklevi, I picture Armie Hammer doing things.
Yeah,
Like,
because
like-
the original guys, they're just not good looking.
Like if you said to me, "Hey, did you see that video of the Winklevi and Dave Portnoy?" I picture Armie Hammer talking to Dave Portnoy.
well, now you don't want to picture that because
Nope.
looks like he's going to jail.
Anna, who's your loser?
The media. And
All right, I like
like I said on Tuesday's pod,
Yep.
the AstraZeneca data was very clear that it wasn't dangerous.
Yeah.
Yet the media scared everyone, and the EU had to publicly say the AstraZeneca virus is full-blown being used because it's not dangerous.
I'll tell you what Joe Biden did, though. He sent that shit to Canada and Mexico, the AstraZeneca viruses.
He did. Vaccines.
Yeah, sorry. the vaccine.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
The media.
The media.
Yeah, the media.
But the fact that Joe Biden.
Yeah, he dodged that. He
He
should
was
literally.
like- he's
that's
like-
a good meme. Like Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson,
AstraZeneca, Canada and Mexico. They need vaccines.
Get it there.
When I saw that headline and I saw the EU had retracted their statement, I was like, Joe Biden doesn't want nothing to do with
Oh my
AstraZeneca.
God.
But it just, if you think about how many people weren't vaccinated because of this fear mongering, because
Yeah.
they don't have Trump to get clicks. So they had to, honestly, like bulldoze a vaccine that's effective and not dangerous.
Hey, you're right.
It's terrible.
You're totally right. Okay, well deserved. So my loser. It's the Vlog Squad.
Yeah.
Content. You got any good content for everyone to check out, D? Got any new
No,
Chris
because I'm
Rock
back
or,
in the streets. I'm not
Rock?
watching
Yeah.
TV anymore.
Content is the real world.
Yeah, it's the real world. Get
Go
out
check it
there.
out.
Shit's happening.
Okay.
So
So
have a cocktail.
for full, so that we don't get in trouble for this later, if you're vaccinated, have the antibodies, make sure you wear a mask, but get the fuck out there.
Yeah.
Live
People
your
are
life.
living. You know what I really enjoyed when I was out the
Tell me.
last couple of days? People dressed up.
Yes.
I really enjoyed just seeing everyone like
Yeah.
dress up, like look nice. It just like, I don't know, it felt good. I was like, wow, I really liked how well put together everyone
And maybe
is.
you don't have an outfit.
It's like an
And
old
for
man.
just $60 a month, you head over to the mental club and get yourself a nice.
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Now
No
you
one
can
should be
compare.
afraid that the society is not coming back. Everything's going to be roaring.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Very
is going to
soon.
take a week to come.
I think it's going to be up to you, man. I think there's going to be a group that's too scared by this to
Yeah, I
go
agree.
participate in life.
I think it's a very small group, though.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I just feel like, you know how there was like almost a group that had like social anxiety or like, I don't, whatever. Like, I feel like that group just got a little bigger.
Yeah,
But I would really urge everyone, get out there.
it felt good.
There's a life out there waiting for you.
I mean, I don't even need streaming anymore. Cutting the cord or cutting the
Cut all of it.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
the air. I
Take
don't
Dom
need-
to nice guy.
Yeah, jeez.
It's not going to be home.
I mean, this week I just didn't watch TV. It's insane.
Yeah. Okay. On it. Content.
I don't have content either.
Because you're on these streets.
Oh, man.
Fuck content.
Content is a conversation. Go have a conversation with a real person.
Not on Clubhouse.
In
That's
person.
good. Damn it, that's good.
Get some spit molecules.
Okay, well, mine's boring as shit then. There's an old show on Netflix. It's called Love. It's
I've
pretty
been watching that too. I watched that last night.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Been watching it with my
LOVE?
girlfriend. LOVE. I'd say it's a good one to watch with your significant other.
This is
Okay.
my,
What
this
is
is
it
my
about?
third time watching it. It's fantastic.
Third time?
Yeah.
It's a great show.
You might need to get out. If you want a shot at AOC.
Tim, you should take their content recommendation. You should get out. You should gear up for AOC.
Yeah.
You never know where life can take you. But yeah, anyway, great show. But fuck it. Get out.
Yeah.
Turn that shit off. All right. That's it. That's all we got. Let's move on to shout outs.
What we do in March Madness. That's the one
Oh,
piece of
tell us
content
about
we'll
it.
talk about.
Tell us.
We have our big bracket. It's now too late. We've had, if you didn't fill it out by
So
now.
this is just a victory lap here.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just killing it, right? I thought we
Well,
had like a bunch of
when is the first game?
Yeah, first game's happening right
No,
now.
but I mean, I thought we had like a bunch of
Oh, yeah. We have
Yeah.
130 entries. Over 140, I think.
Yeah.
You mean
that's-
130,000?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So good luck at your chance to win a
6.6
500.
billion entries.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, yeah.
So
So
we'll be
there we go.
watching
So I
that.
guess there's no call to action here. Just we did it.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
see who wins.
Let's
and if
move on
I
to-
win, I'm definitely taking the prize.
Let's get to Satoshi. Here's Satoshi's hour.
All right. Now for some shout outs.
Yeah.
The shout outs coming to Kishan Patel. Devoted Kathy, listens to every single episode. And, unfortunately, he went to Berkeley. Not Harvard. I wouldn't even say it's the Harvard of the West.
Where's
Berkeley with a Y or two E's?
With the Y.
Berkeley?
You're talking about School of Music. No. We don't.
You never know.
You don't need to go to music. You don't need to go to school to learn music. Well, anyways, his buddies wanted to give him a shout out. March 19th is his birthday. Last year they were supposed to go to Mexico City, but they couldn't. So they wanted to wish him a very happy birthday and appreciate his passion for close family and friends and Aston Martins and Formula One. Shout out to the younger D and Paul Ripke.
Wow.
So he's rich. Aston Martins and Formula One.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must
So-
have been early on Doge.
that Doge money. Doge would get you a Urus.
It's true.
So happy birthday, bro.
Yeah.
What do you got, Timmy?
I got some DM shout outs. One from Lee Arredondo says, "Hi, pals. I listen to you guys every morning and was fortunate enough to see you in December of 2019 at the Peppermint Club.
Ooh.
It was a memorable night, and we actually sat behind Anand and Dee's parents, who were so lovely.
Wow.
We're sending the both of you so much love during these times and are inspired by your strength and beautiful words in the episode dedicated to your sweet father. I don't want to take up too much of your time, 5,000 words later, but wanted to do a quick shout out to my boyfriend of 6 years, George Tuyu, who actually introduced me to the pod for his 29th birthday, March 19th. Anyhow, we love you guys and we're rooting for you. Thank you for keeping us informed and being badass people."
That's
Yes.
awesome. And the same birthday as our friend Kitchen Patel here, March 19th.
Must be nice.
They should buy Aston Martins together.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
She also said, "Thank you for being badass people, even you, Pete."
Wow.
Nice.
What about you, Tim?
I know. I know I got
Left
nothing
out
in
for
there.
him to dry.
But the DM came to me, so I feel as though I was trusted in that
When are we going to do an
situation.
event soon? We got to,
We should jump on an event.
an outdoor event.
I mean, I'm down for indoor at this point.
And then we got a shout out from Phil Woodley, who said, "Yo, I just want to give a big shout out to Group Chat. I discovered it through Paul a long time ago. Listening to every episode ever since makes me look smarter than the others, and I have the latest gossip before the newspapers here in Switzerland. Always run with your voices in my ears. Thanks to your financial advice, I'll soon settle for life. Looking for a calm and deserted island. Maybe next to one of your houses after the Coinbase IPO. Pete, dig into DeFi. Maybe DeFi chain is something for you. Don't swap sushis from unknown peeps. Germs and stuff." Good work.
That was too clever of a shout out.
Yeah.
It went right over Pete's head.
And then we got this one from Bugatti Beeps.
Oh.
Bugatti Beeps said, "Hey friends, hope you guys are having a magnificent day so far. I'm back today with a brief winners, losers, and content. My winner of the week.
Last week he went on for 9 hours.
My winner of the week is Anand's entire crew. Nas upset Freddie Gibbs and secured his first Grammy win. Anand and Neil got richer, and D got to eat out for the first time in a year. The Slumdog Billionaires had themselves a week. No losers for me this week, so my second winner is Beeple. $69 million richer off of his NFT art is no joke. Congrats to the new chosen one in the art world. Finally, my content recommendation is the new Justin Bieber album. Last year we got R&B Bieber, and now we're getting Bugatti Biebs. That feature list looks incredible, so I'm excited. Satoshi loves the beats." That's pretty much it. Thanks for the love and support on the Satoshi from Group Chat Instagram page. Been having great combos with everyone from Kai to my best friend John Francois. The whole gang is doing damage in 2021.
Oh my God. That's good. He's just very clever. All right. Is that it?
That's it. Unless Pete has a couple.
No, I have none.
We'll never
None
know.
come to me anymore.
They're coming to me now.
That's smart of you to deflect.
That works around here.
Phil actually said that the DMs were getting redirected to me from the Group Chat page. Phil Woodley. Shout out. The first message he sent me was, "Group Chat told me I should send my DMs to you."
That's all Guy then. The Guy's straight direct.
Like,
Guy's
don't
really
send
deflecting.
it to me. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Amazing. All right, guys. We will see you Sunday.
Peace.